Here are 6 really famous hypotheses that I have used to rebuild my concept of reality over the past 8 or 10 years of my life now. Okay, number 1 is the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, which is that language shapes perception. It's called linguistic relativity. What that basically means is the words that you have to describe your situation or to communicate with another person or to understand a situation are incredibly important, and they will shape your perception of whether that situation is good or bad. As a really easy example of this is if you have 2 kids and the first time both of them see a homeless person, one parent says, oh, that's a human who's struggling in life and they need compassion and they're not bad, but also we're safe because, they might be suffering in their mind. And the other one just says, that's just a dirty drug addict. That's really going to change your perception of life as you grow up, and that language gets reinforced. Number 2 is also language-based. This is Wittgenstein's language game, which I love. It's basically just an understanding that there is no fixed definition of a word and there is no fixed meaning in a word, which supports number 1. It's just that it's all concept-based. And this is important because we misunderstand each other all the time because we assume that everybody else means exactly what we mean. An example that I will take straight from Wittgenstein is the example of a knife. You could have a knife on a kitchen counter and you would tell a young child, don't touch that knife, it's really sharp. But if you go to a famous chef and they go to pick up the knife, they're going to be like, I don't want to use this knife because it's not sharp. The concept of sharp changes for a chef versus a small child. Number 3 and number 4 I'm going to pair together because they are really important and also so misunderstood and so powerful if you get them, especially if you want to rebuild your concept of self. Number 3 is the controlled hallucination theory by Anil, Seth, which is also known as the really popular, hey, everything in reality is a hallucination, but people really misunderstand this and go off the deep end, so we're going to explain that a bit. And also number 4 is embodied cognition, which is championed by Lakoff and Johnson, and these, in my perception, tie together importantly. So the controlled hallucination theory is understanding that everything you see is a construct. It is a hallucination. It is the same as a dream, but that does not mean, you're the only one who exists and everybody else is part of your dream. Not quite like that. It's more like saying your eyes are the video recorder that take in information from the outside world and take in light. Now, where is the screen that you watch the video on? It is not your eyes. The images are made in the back of your brain, and they are made in the same spot that is the spot where dreams are made as well. It's both, all visual stuff is happening way back there. So what we're saying is everything you're seeing around you, wherever you're seeing it from, is the same as when you're watching a dream. It's happening inside your head, as far as we can understand. That doesn't mean that the outside world is not real, and that if you get hurt, it won't really hurt, or that you can do whatever you want. It just means that you can't perceive the true outside world. This goes in now into the embodied cognition idea, because all of your senses, your entire body, is taking in all sorts of information every single moment from your eyes or your ears or anything like that. And it's all getting reconstructed in your brain. And what that means is, this is a weird one, but I like it. Imagine everybody walking around a park and you're watching them. Every single one of those bodies is not actually seeing reality that it's staring at. Every single person has an image and a video of reality that's playing within inside themselves. Everyone does literally have their own world that they are living in and viewing, and we're all doing that inside whatever the real world is. It's like your senses are the paint and your brain is the artist. Number 5, I just kind of touched on, and that is the bioelectromagnetism theory. Bioelectromagnetism theory. And bioelectricity is a real thing that biologists recognize, and it's the fact that every cell in your body has a little Wi-Fi signal. They all hook up to make a giant Wi-Fi signal all around you that, eerily you could say kind of looks like an aura, but I'm not going into that. And it's just understanding that a lot of our perceptions of things are based on bioelectricity. That is how wound healing happens. That is how pain happens. It's because the nervous system reads the discrepancies in the voltage in your bioelectricity in a certain area. And then it says, oh, that must mean this should hurt right here. And that's how it gets your attention. It's pretty cool. And in my opinion, the coherence, like how well those cells are talking to each other and the Wi-Fi signals, is directly related to the experience of consciousness, but that's my personal opinion. Last is just self-determination theory. This one is one that everyone can identify with a little bit more. It just says that people are most motivated and engaged when three needs are met: autonomy, feeling free to express yourself; competence, feeling effective and understood; and relatedness, feeling connected to others. And this one is really important, and why I'm starting to make videos like this, because when we don't have that, life is miserable. So these are 6 really important perceptions that I used to rebuild my concept of self over a very long period of time. And I did it without knowing all of these names. But I really do perceive reality with an awareness of all of these when I am talking to someone or when I am watching someone. And it makes it a lot easier to understand what's happening in like a metacognition way. I can apply this to any situation. And that's really useful because we feel afraid easier when the brain doesn't understand what's happening and it has to fill in the blanks. And we feel afraid, and then our body gets all these yucky chemicals in it, and our electricity gets incoherent, and then we can't think straight, and then we make mistakes and it hurts. So I guess I've always been looking for meta explanations that can apply to any situation. If that is your jam and any about this was interesting to you, please let me know, because I'd love to learn how to talk about this stuff more and share more with other people about this, because I think it's really rad. Okay, thanks and have a great day.